This video is going to be a long one, okay? But let me tell you what I'm going to cover. I am going to show you how you should be posting to Facebook, okay? I'm going to show you the process that I recommend to nonprofits. I'm going to cover measuring your page, see what's going on, curating content, posting it on your page, and then repeating that, measuring it. And the reason why I recommend that approach, because understanding a person, understanding a community is really the same thing. So when you think about it, your community actually is a bunch of real people. They need to have a discussion, right? So it really is a two-way thing. Now, when you have a discussion with an individual, a single person, you might bring up a topic and they might say, let's change the topic. You would naturally change the topic, right? And so on. So you kind of like, it's always a give and take. That's exactly what this approach is about. It's about understanding how people work, not how Facebook works, okay? So let me walk you through the process. Log into Facebook, go to a Facebook page, and I go and immediately I look at notifications. If my mindset is, oh, I should probably reply to people pretty quickly, or I want to stay on top of that, then I'm going to look at notifications first. Let me just state that care is what's required to build a community. I don't care what anybody else says, there is no shortcut. Let's follow up with people quickly, right? If that's in your strategy, then yes, you want to go to notifications first. Take care of that, get that off your plate. Then go to insights, okay? So when I click on insights, immediately I'm going to go to posts. Now this is the new insights, so for those of you who don't have it, it's going to look a little bit different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at posts. I'm going to look at my recent posts, and I'm going to look at reach. I don't care about reach. Reach does not matter. I go right away. I go to engagement. And why do I go to engagement? I go to engagement because I'm treating this like a relationship. It's a back and forth. I want to see how they took my last statement, to use that analogy earlier, right? I want to see how they responded to what I put out there. Did they like it or not, right? So, you can see that pretty quickly. I go right to engagement rate, okay? And then you can further kind of carve this out by looking at likes, comments, and shares. How many likes, comments, and shares did I get as a ratio compared to how many people saw it? That's why reach doesn't really matter. What we care about is, of the people that saw it. Okay, say you have 1,000, say you have 5,000, 10,000, doesn't really matter. But of those people, what percent liked, commented, and shared? Okay, that's what we really care about, because that's going to tell us what they want to hear more about or what they want to hear less about. Okay, so you just simply rank by engagement. So I look at that, I see what's going on, I get a sense of what people are responding to, and then I find some content. Now, what I use is Feedly. Feedly is a great tool. And essentially what I've done is I've created a bunch of feeds of blog, topics and blogs and all this stuff that I subscribe to. So I have that going into this, right? And if I'm working for a nonprofit, you bet I'm going to be reading all the blogs about that topic, about the cause. If it's breast cancer, I'm reading all the breast cancer bloggers. If it's a pet shelter, right? I'm reading all the pet owner and the dog blogs. That's what I'm reading, okay? So that's what's in here. And then I want to look through these posts for something that's going to resonate with where people are at. Because when you really think about it, it's their conversation. It's not your conversation, okay? Because they're the ones who are there for their friends. You are, at best, a gentle interruption. So then I find my content, I go back to Facebook. Now I'm going to post to the page. Okay. Now, a couple of tools that I use. First of all, I use Facebook. I post right on Facebook, no problem at all. And I do recommend to kind of the smaller nonprofits that they just use Facebook. They don't really need too much more than this. However, if an organization has multiple Facebook pages and multiple people, it's a bigger organization perhaps, they would be wise to investigate Post Planner. Post Planner is a pretty awesome tool. There's a lot to it. I'm not going to get into the details here, but basically I can publish a post very quickly to multiple pages. Pick the clock, the date on the calendar, you're good to go. It's fairly easy to do. And I can even stagger the posts, right? So say if you're posting a video to this page and that page and this page, you might want to stagger those maybe a couple of hours so that you get more of a diversity of people that you're getting overall exposure for. So that's Post Planner. Again, I recommend mainly for the medium-sized to larger organizations where you have multiple people touching Facebook or you have multiple Facebook pages. So let's just say that we are here for the small nonprofit. So what you want to do is, the content. Now, how are you going to post that content? Are we going to post a video? Are we going to post a picture, a photograph, or something like that from that content? Or is it going to be some sort of text updates? Okay. Now, this is where you really have to think about, well, what works with my audience? What works with my community? Some people prefer photos. Some people prefer text updates, videos. It's all over the map. It should be a nice, healthy mix. In the new Insights, you can measure that too. So I'll just bounce back over to Insights very quickly so that I can show you where that is. And we look at posts. If we click on posts, Facebook has a tab that says best post types. Now, this is one of these reports where you have to take it with a grain of salt. All right, and here's what I mean. Facebook really focuses on reach. And why do they focus on reach? In this report, they focus on reach in a lot of reports and a lot of, what they talk about, because they're trying to sell reach. They're trying to sell that. That's their product, okay? Engagement is really what you're looking for. Again, if we start right back at the top that my goal is to nurture and cultivate a solid community based on people skills, right? Based on old-fashioned people skills, then I'm going to pay attention to likes, comments, and shares. So in this example, what I'm seeing is that photos do really well for what I'm looking for, which is likes, comments, and shares. That's what I'm looking for. Reach, that's a secondary issue, okay? Status updates, right? So less people liking, commenting, and sharing, but there's more reach. And why would that be important? Because I do want to increase the exposure of my page. I mean, that's one lever of many that you should be pulling, but it's not the main lever. It's like a secondary lever. It's a less important endeavor than focusing on creating content that resonates. So let's jump back to Facebook. We post how we're going to post it. So let me give you a couple of examples. If you do want to post a text update, one good approach to try is to ask questions. Ask very specific closed questions. Let's look at a specific example then. All right, so I'm going to open up a text edit document. I just have some, stuff in here I'm playing with, and transportation. Beautiful. See, I can do that. All right. So I have a simple poll here. How do you commute to work? Car or carpool, public trans, bus or subway, walking, get beamed up. Right. So the last one, get beamed up. That's because I have a sense of humor, and I think that's important. Obviously, you want to play with that within the constraints or edges of your brand. So there may be certain humor that probably wouldn't go well with your community, but might go well with your friends. So obviously, just be careful about that. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to go back in here, and I'm going to post this in here. And that's what it's going to look like. So I'm going to post this, right? I'm just going to keep it with public. I could target it a little bit more. So I could select different targeting. I'm not going to get into this, but gender, relationship status, educational status, and so forth. And then I can even schedule it. To schedule it, I have to pick a lot of stuff. I click on a lot of things. It's kind of a headache if you're doing a lot of posts, right? If you're queuing up the whole week, so basically you just pick the date, obviously in the future. And once you pick it in the future, you can even pick a specific time for it to go off, okay? And let's see, I'm going to say July 31st, tomorrow, Wednesday. I might even say, I'm going to say 4/10, and I'm actually going to go with August 2nd, or maybe even Thursday might be a good time to do that because it's more casual. Talking about getting to and from work. This is not really an update I would post on a Monday morning. People don't want to talk about how their Monday morning commute sucked. They don't want to talk about it. But if it's on a Thursday or Friday, then they're a little bit loosened up. They're ready for the weekend. Oh, how do you commute to work? It would be received, in my opinion, a little bit better. People will be more receptive to this, and you want people to be receptive. So I just schedule this. And then I look at my view activity log. So then I see it here. If I want to delete it or whatever, I can do that. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the page. And now I'm going to post a photo. But I might go to another Facebook page, which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to click over, go to my sidebar. I've put my favorites, my Facebook pages that I manage, I put them in my favorites, so they're really easy to get to. I'm going to go to another Facebook page, the Nonprofit Facebook Guy, and because I have a sense of humor right now and it's 10 of 6 on a Tuesday, you know, I might post something different, okay? So, and then I'm going to pick a picture and I will write nothing here. Keep scrolling and you'll see what I'm about to do. So I'm just going to post this. I'll post it right now so we can see it. And that's what it looks like. Basically, it's just a finger in the news feed, and that is it. Just keep scrolling, people. You can do it. You can get past all this junk in your Facebook news feed. So this is intended just to encourage people to have a sense of humor about it. And that's it. So once I post those two things, I posted 2 updates on 2 different Facebook pages, I might revisit my insights again in, say, 2 or 3 hours. Okay, just a quick glance at the post itself. All right, so if we go to the Nonprofit Facebook Guy, I'm going to go back into my insights and I'm going to look at the post, maybe an hour, a couple hours later. I'm just going to click on the link and I'm just going to quickly glance at it. Look, okay, how's it going? Do I need to do anything? Is there any major concern? Nothing. Okay, or you might notice something. Oh, comments. Okay, well, I'm going to go on there, see what's going on. So what I'm getting at here is that it's a good practice to go back to that post an hour, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours later and just see what's going on. All right, because again, a quick reply, a quick response shows that you're listening. So that's really the workflow that I recommend. So what did we talk about? So we're talking about going and looking at insights first, then going to your content and finding something that's really going to be great based on the vibe and what people have said recently. Most recently, what are they interested in? Okay, grab your content, go back into Facebook, and then decide how you're going to be posting it. Is it going to be a photo, a video, text update, and then finally you go back in, you look at your insights, and then you repeat, and that's it. One last thing, this is really a day-to-day approach. Obviously, around a campaign, you would be looking at a lot of different data in here and in other systems like email and whatnot, and your petition and your donor database. There might be a lot of other systems that you're looking at. If you're not in the heat of a battle, then this is a good maintenance approach. Go and engage your audience, see how they're responding. This is the fundamental: planting the seeds, watering them, pulling out the weeds, and repeating. That's basically what this is. Okay, and that is it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.